Hi, this is Bill, the Techno Gypsy, coming to you from the Technog Mobile Command Post. Welcome to our new YouTube studio. This video introduces a tactical net naming guide that can be used to designate operating frequencies and modes for trained radio operators. It presents a naming standard using 4 symbols to identify the frequency and operating mode for national, regional, state, and local radio nets. This is a fairly long video, so buckle up for the ride. Why do we need tactical net naming? During a national or regional emergency event, the amateur bands will probably become very crowded. As panic spreads, the amateur bands will see an increase in traffic volume. Untrained operators will be the norm. Tactical net operating protocols using a controlled net naming standard will help to alleviate the problems. What does it provide? A tactical net naming system provides 3 things: speed and accuracy in all communications, agility, the ability to move quickly to an alternate frequency and operating mode, and security. Unless you know the associated frequency and operating mode, you have no idea where the radio net is moving to. When do you use it? During all emergency events and for formal training. The tactical net naming in this video utilizes 4 symbols for net naming. The first 2 symbols represent the region and/or state. The third symbol represents the operating mode, and the 4th symbol represents the band. You are not constrained to only 4 symbols in your implementation. At the national level, in this example, the net name on the first 2 symbols is Alpha November. This corresponds to the Amron network, but could be any other network of your choosing. The national net is then broken down into 9 regional nets. Keep in mind that this is the first 2 symbols in the net name. The 1 Alpha regional net consists of Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Nevada, Utah, and Arizona. It also corresponds to the ARRL Region 7. The 2 Alpha regional net consists of California. It corresponds to ARRL Region 6. The 3 Alpha regional net consists of North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Nebraska, Iowa, Colorado, Kansas, and Missouri. It corresponds to ARRL Region 0. The 4 Alpha regional net consists of New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. It corresponds to ARRL Region 5. The 5 Alpha regional net consists of Wisconsin, Illinois, and Indiana. It corresponds to ARRL Region 9. The 6 Alpha regional net consists of Kentucky, Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. It corresponds to ARRL Region 4. The 7 Alpha regional net consists of Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. It corresponds to ARRL Region 8. The 8 Alpha regional net consists of Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. It corresponds to ARRL Region 3. The 9 Alpha regional net consists of New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Maine. It corresponds to ARRL Regions 1 and 2. Each regional net can be further subdivided into the individual state nets. The first region we're going to look at is the 1 Alpha region. The 1 Bravo net is the Washington State net. The 1 Charlie net is the Oregon State net. The 1 Delta net is a Montana State net. The 1 Echo net is the Idaho State net. The 1 Foxtrot net is the Wyoming State net. The 1 Golf net is the Nevada State net. The 1 Hotel net is the Utah State net. The 1 Juliet net is the Arizona State net. As the 2 Alpha regional net is comprised of solely the state of California, it is subdivided into 3 smaller nets. The 2 Bravo net encompasses Northern California. The 2 Charlie net encompasses Central California. The 2 Delta net encompasses Southern California. The 3 Alpha region is comprised of Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Minnesota, Iowa, and Missouri. The 3 Bravo net is a North Dakota state net. The 3 Charlie net is the South Dakota state net. The 3 Delta net is the Minnesota state net. The 3 Echo net is the Nebraska state net. The 3 Foxtrot net is the Iowa state net. The 3 Golf net is the Colorado state net. The 3 Hotel net is the Kansas state net. The 3 Juliet net is the Missouri state net. The 4 Alpha regional net is comprised of New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. The 4 Bravo net is the New Mexico state net. The 4 Charlie net is the Texas state net. The 4 Delta net is the Oklahoma state net. The 4 Echo net is the Arkansas state net. The 4 Foxtrot net is Louisiana state net. The 4 Golf net is the Mississippi state net. 5 Alpha regional net is comprised of Wisconsin, Illinois, and Indiana. 5 Bravo net is the Wisconsin state net. 5 Charlie net is the Illinois state net. The 5 Delta net is the Indiana state net. The 6 Alpha regional net is comprised of Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. The 6 Bravo net is the Kentucky state net. The 6 Charlie net is the Virginia state net. The 6 Delta net is the Tennessee state net. The 6 Echo net is the North Carolina state net. The 6 Foxtrot net is the South Carolina state net. The 6 Golf net is the Kentucky state net. The 6 Hotel net is the Georgia state net. The 6 Juliet net is the Florida state net. The 7 Alpha regional net is comprised of Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. The 7 Bravo net is the Michigan state net. The 7 Charlie net is the Ohio state net. The 7 Delta net is the West Virginia state net. The 8 Alpha regional net is comprised of Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware. The 8 Bravo net is the Pennsylvania state net. The 8 Charlie net is the Delaware state net. The 8 Delta net is the Maryland state net. The 9 Alpha regional net is comprised of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. 9 Bravo net is the New York state net. The 9 Charlie net is the Connecticut state net. The 9 Delta net is the New Jersey state net. The 9 Echo net is the Maine state net. The 9 Foxtrot net is the Massachusetts state net. 9 Golf net is the Vermont state net. The 9 Hotel net is the New Hampshire state net. The 9 Juliet net is the Rhode Island state net. Now that we've defined the first 2 symbols in the net naming schema that refer to the state area regions, we're moving on to the 3rd symbol, which defines the operating mode. If the 3rd symbol is a 1, it is CW. 2 implies single sideband voice. 3 implies Contestia. 4 implies MT63. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are open. Now that we've defined the first 3 symbols of the net naming schema, The fourth symbol defines the band or frequency on which the net is operating. Alpha denotes the 160 meter band, Bravo the 80 to 75 meter band, Charlie the 60 meter band, Delta the 40 meter band, Echo the 30 meter band, Foxtrot the 20 meter band, Golf the 17 meter band, Hotel the 15 meter band, Juliet the 12 meter band, Kilo the 10 meter band, Lima the 6 meter band. Mike denotes the 2 meter band, November 1.25 meters, Oscar 70 centimeter, Papa 900 megahertz, Quebec 1.2 gigahertz, Romeo 2.3 gigahertz, Sierra 2.390 gigahertz, Tango 3.3 gigahertz, Uniform 5.65 gigahertz, Victor 10 gigahertz, and Whiskey 24 gigahertz. Now that I've defined the four symbols utilized in the net naming schema, I'm going to show some examples of how you would use this net naming guide and apply it to radio communications. To open a nationwide 20 meter voice net, I would call Alpha November 2 Foxtrot, Alpha November 2 Foxtrot. This is net control. Over. To open a Contestia net on 80 meters for ARRL Region 0, I would call 3 Alpha 3 Bravo, 3 Alpha 3 Bravo. This is net control. Over. To open an Ohio State net on 10 meters using voice, I would call 7 Charlie 2 Kilo, 7 Charlie 2 Kilo. This is net control. Over. To open a CW net on 60 meters in ARRL Region 4, I would call 6 Alpha 1 Charlie, 6 Alpha 1 Charlie. This is net control. Over. To provide communication security, ComSec, a centralized command center can define what the frequency and operating modes are for each one of the four symbols, so that within this environment you can tell on the first example 2 Foxtrot is at 14.335 megahertz. We know it's 20 meter voice upper sideband. The same thing going on down to 4 Hotel. It's 21.125 megahertz, 15 meters digital MT63 LSB. Those values can be set by the command center and distributed to the operators as needed. The following example demonstrates how you can use the net naming schema to provide communication security. If I'm the net control station and I call 1 Alpha 2 Foxtrot, this is net control. Change to 1 Alpha 3 Delta at 2215 Zulu, out. The operators that have access to the current net naming schema will know that the 1 Alpha 2 Foxtrot net is the current net, which is a 20 meter SSB voice net. They also know that the 1 Alpha 3 Delta is a destination net and that we will be switching to Contestia at 40 meters. And I have designated that the change will take place at 2215 Zulu for the movement to the new channel. To provide communication security, ComSec, the last two symbols of the four-symbol net naming scheme can be customized by the command center to your specific needs. By changing the operating mode definition, of which you have 9 different options, and changing the band definitions, which has 25 different options, that gives you a total of 225 custom frequency mode combinations. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. This is Bill, the Techno Gypsy, saying 7-3 and God bless.